Hello everyone, Mr. Dino023 here, and we're back. We're back with content on the channel. I'm very excited about this. We're gonna be doing a lot of interviews with speedrunners, just like the one that you're gonna be seeing today. I'm gonna start uploading news about speedrunning once again. Well, more stuff that is gonna be coming pretty soon. So if you like the content on the channel, remember, as always, make sure to subscribe and all that stuff, all that jada. But yeah, today we're gonna be having an interview with the Castlevania world record holder, as well as world record holder on other games, and really great speedrunner, and also amazing person. We're gonna be having an interview with Tusnek, so make sure to check him out. I'm gonna leave in the description down below all the links to all the social media where you can find Tusnek, and we're gonna be posting these types of interviews at least once every Monday, and potentially sometimes on Thursdays, depending on how many interviews I can tackle on a week, or what's availability of the runners. So if there is somebody that you would like me to do an interview with, also remember to leave it down on the comment section. Join my Discord, leave it there. Suggest on Twitter, I don't know, anything. But thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this interview with Tusnek. Let's go. Whoops, before we proceed with the interview, I promise we're gonna be there in just a second. Let me tell you, you might see my image being a little bit weird, like somewhere around this part of the screen. And that is because, for some reason, the audio on my side was recorded on the test, but it was not recorded on the actual interview for whatever reason. So I re-recorded myself doing the questions, but then I go back and forth between the current, like, real image of the interview and all that. But yeah, anyways, sorry about that. A little bit of technical issues happen every now and then, but still, I hope you enjoyed this interview. Let's go. Hey everybody, Mr. Dino023 here, and well, let's all welcome the amazing Tusnek. Hey Tusnek, how is it going today?
Hey, what's up, Dino? Not too bad. Just kind of hanging out, drinking a beer, enjoying the evening. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great myself. Thank you so much for asking. All right, so before we move on, why don't we hear a little bit more of you? Who is Tusnek? A little bit more about your speedrunning history, or maybe a little bit more of yourself, so that everybody here in the audience that doesn't already know you starts to know you right now.
Yeah, well, my name's Efridge, and I live in Wisconsin, which is a state in northern U.S. I work at a software company, and I just kind of picked up speedrunning a couple of years ago as a hobby. After watching, I think a lot of the stories the same for a lot of people. After watching the incredible Summoning Salt videos, I was like, oh, actually, this looks pretty fun, and it gives me an excuse to kind of play some retro games, which I was already starting to do anyway. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into speedrunning, and I picked up Castlevania as my first game. I've learned a couple of other games here and there, maybe like half a dozen games, but Castlevania is my favorite. And yeah, I don't know, just trying to push the time down a little bit lower. I think our time right now is at 11:22, and I think it could get down to 11:20 or 11:19. I don't know if I'll be the one to push it all the way down, but I want to make it a little bit tougher for the next guy.
All right, that's very curious that you mentioned it, because, well, I know that not too long ago you collaborated and appeared on a project from Summoning Salt. So how was that experience for you?
It was one of the most exciting days when I opened up Twitter and I had a direct message from Summoning Salt asking me if I thought that Castlevania had an exciting history and an exciting story. Of course, I said it did. I can't imagine anybody saying that it doesn't if it's their favorite game. And you know, I didn't hear back from him for a few weeks. I think he was working on other projects. And then he just started asking me questions, and I was like, hey, you know, like, yeah, of course, I'd love to talk about this. This is my favorite game. So I got to do a lot of research with him, and kind of watch old runs that he was able to dig up with the help of our other collaborators, Spriven and Retro Gaming 2084. And it was really awesome to watch a lot of those old runs that I'd never seen before, watching the strats that those guys used. They were pretty advanced in a lot of ways, especially for how old they were. So that was an incredible experience. And of course, I loved that he did a video on my favorite game. And it was a lot of fun to watch. And I had a lot of fun making my friends sit there and watch a 50-minute YouTube video with me.
All right, nice. So let me ask you a little bit more about how was this experience for you? Because I can imagine that working with Summoning Salt, due to all the hype surrounding their videos, I gotta think that they ask you guys to maybe be a little bit secret about what's going on, like don't leak anything outside, so that everybody gets like super excited when he announces a new video that nobody knows what's gonna be about. So how was this experience for you?
Yeah, he does expect us to stay quiet about it, because I think a lot of the hype around his videos is what game is he gonna do next, you know, and it's really fun to sit in his channel when he premieres a new video and it's like Summoning Salt Prevents and you're like, oh, what's it gonna be, and it's like Ninja Gaiden and you're like, oh, I love Ninja Gaiden, you know. So like that hype is definitely real. And when I got the message from him, the only person I told was my girlfriend. I kept it on the down low for the rest of it, and I had actually seen I had seen bits and pieces of the video. He'll usually upload sections in unlisted or private. I don't know the YouTube mechanics very well, but he'll like upload the videos to where people can't see them without a direct link, and he will send the link out to the people that are working on the project. Working on the project with them for review and feedback. So if he says something slightly wrong, or if he's if a section isn't quite right, he gives us opportunity to give him feedback to improve that section. So by the time the video had actually come out, without really any sound effects, like no music or anything, but I had already seen the entire video in like 10-minute chunks up until then.
Awesome. All right, so now let me ask you something about your most known game, which is Castlevania 1, and you mentioned that it's like your favorite game. But like, tell me a little bit more about like what was your process about picking this game as your first speedrun, and do you think speedrunning the game is something that has made you love the game even more, or do you think it's just pretty much at the same level, but you just always love the game?
Absolutely, I love the game way more now that I've started speedrunning, and actually the reason why I picked Castlevania 1 as my first speed game is my homegirl at work, Chloe. She hit me up and it's like, hey, she's the one that actually introduced me to the Summoning Salt videos. And she was like, hey, we should learn, like, do you want to learn how to speedrun Castlevania? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then a couple weeks went by and she picked up a new hobby and kind of just set it down and didn't keep with it. But at that point I was already invested. I had already I was already timing myself and trying to get PBs and stuff. And I was like, I'll stick with this for a while, sitting there trying to get the back crit over and over again and failing over and over again. So that's how I picked the game, and it absolutely has increased my my love for the game.
Great. So now let me ask you something. Like, I mean, you're the world record holder now, right? But I gotta ask if this is something that you always had in your mind, or when you started you had a certain goal, maybe get to a certain time, and how did you look at world records? Because I know like sometimes world records are like this mythical thing, like unachievable, that nobody can get there, it's like impossible to get. But what were your thoughts about this, like when you found out like a little bit more about this, like world records, and what were your goals in the game, and all of this for you? And well, now you're a world record holder, so how was all this for you?
Absolutely. Like, I would watch a world record, and even today when I watch a world record for a game I don't know anything about, I'm like, that's insane, how do these people get that good? Well, obviously the answer is they just play it all the time and practice the hell out of it, right? and it did, like you were saying, it did kind of have this like mythical, like, oh my god, like you have to be this god gamer to achieve a world record. But like it kind of goes back to like the question of talent. Like, is talent actually a thing, or is talent just a way that we use to express someone really worked their ass off and practiced a lot? And I guess I would argue that it's the dedication and the practice and the attention to detail and just like the willingness to improve and accept feedback. And but I played the game for like almost 2 years without even thinking about this sort of thing, just kind of playing it as a hobby. But just for fun, I created some splits against the current world record holder at the time, JC. And I was like, how am I doing against JC's times? And I actually found that I was saving time in a couple spots towards the beginning of 2019. And that's when I thought that I would make a run for it.
All right. And now that you mentioned JC, I know that you were the first person who took world record after JC started getting it. I think he got it like 3 times and then you got it. But then after that, there comes this other runner, Wolf, that takes a world record and then takes it and keeps lowering and lowering and lowering. And was there at any point in time where you were like, oh man, Wolf, stop doing that, I just want to get my world record back, I don't want anybody else to touch it? Or were you like, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna keep pushing it, and well, here you are again with the world record? And so what was your train of thought on this, and do you have any goals right now that you want to keep pushing the world record, or are you happy where it's at right now? Because I know that you just got it a few days ago as well.
Right. Yeah. Wolf is a very good gamer and a very good speedrunner. So when he and I were kind of pushing for the record together with Ouija, I knew that he had the skill and the patience and the discipline to surpass me. So my goal was to try to get the world record title before he did, just so that I could say that I had it. So I got the world record. I think less than a month later, he took the world record, and then he improved the world record. And I actually got another PB after that. And that PB was about 5 frames slower than his current record at the time. But after that point, I was feeling a little burnt out and wanted to take a month-long break from speedrunning. And that month-long break ended up being like a 5-month break. And he just kept driving the record lower and lower and lower. So actually, at that point, I didn't think that I would really ever come back to Castlevania at the time.
All right, well, great congratulations on your current world record, by the way, on Castlevania. But besides Castlevania, what are other goals that you currently probably have in mind, or what are other games that you want to be playing or focusing on? I don't know, speedrunning wise or outside of speedrunning, what other goals do you have in mind right now in terms of gaming?
Casually, I've been really into this PC game called Dead by Daylight, which is an asymmetrical horror game where one person tries to kill 4 other people. My friends group has really been into this game, and a lot of people that I know from the Twitch community play this game. So I would like to casually stream Dead by Daylight at some point, but as far as speedrunning is concerned, my next project is going to be Ninja Gaiden. But that one has it has a challenge attached to it. There's a guy in the retro community named Weevil of Doom, and he offered me a bounty if I were able to get a sub 12-minute time in 60 days, which is a really hard time to get in 60 days. So I don't think that I'm going to beat it, but the challenge seems really fun. And Ninja Gaiden is one of my all-time favorite games. Like Castlevania, I played it a ton when I was a kid, so I have a lot of nostalgia for the game. I love watching Arcus' speedruns. I love watching the Retro Runner, Sherry Bear, and everybody else has played Ninja Gaiden. I've seen a lot of Ninja Gaiden grinding, so I'm really excited to get to that project. And then after that, I think I want to get a sub 5-minute time in Super Mario Brothers, just because I kind of feel like that's a kind of like a rite of passage in the retro speedrunning community. And then hopefully by the end of the year, I have all of that stuff wrapped up, and I want to return to Castlevania 2.
All right, so let me ask you, Tusnek, when you started speedrunning, I mean, at least for me, one of the most amazing things about speedrunning is all the people that I've ever met through this. I think there's a fabulous community. But did you ever thought that playing a game, Castlevania, one game that you really like, and speedrunning it was gonna lead you to meet all these amazing people and even participating in events that gather millions of dollars on the year for charity causes such as GDQ? Is this a thought that ever came to your mind when you started speedrunning?
Yeah, I didn't have any of this in mind, you know, like you know, in hindsight, it doesn't really surprise me. Like when I first got into a lot of gaming when I was younger, I was playing EverQuest, which is an MMO RPG. And when I finally quit EverQuest and I moved on to play Counter-Strike, one of the things that I worried about was not really having that sense of community that I had in EverQuest. But actually, the community that I found in Counter-Strike was much closer, and I actually met up with those guys several times to play in real life. And then I moved on to fighting games, and of course, there was a lot of real life interaction with fighting games. So, you know, I shouldn't be surprised in that, like, every time I get into a new type of video game playing, I'm going to meet a lot of great people, and I'm going to travel and just kind of, you know, enjoy this story of our lives with a lot of cool people. So, you know, I hadn't thought about anything like that when I picked it up as a hobby. And I do remember sitting in my car outside of work one day, talking to my buddy about this like delusional dream of being able to play at a GDQ. And it came true, you know, and it was like an unbelievable thing. And you played at AGDQ 2019, right?
Yeah, 2020.
2020, yeah. How was it, like, was that the first GDQ that you played in, or had you been to ones previous to that?
Yeah. For me, it was like the very first GDQ everything, right? Like going there, participating, meeting all these people. Honestly, it was amazing. For me, it was a very surreal experience. But yeah, that was my first everything GDQ related.
Yeah, same, right? Like it's crazy to be there, and it's so cool because, you know, like when I think about GDQ, I think about these huge names, you know, like Big John playing, you know, and you know, but I look at the people that I know from the retro community, and they get invited to come to GDQ, and you know, some of these guys have like 300 followers on Twitch. You know, you don't like GDQ is interested in your skill and your personality, and not like how big of a presence you have on Twitch. So I think, you know, small and medium streamers, which I would consider myself one of, we have like, you know, we have a chance to like get on the big stage and play our game in front of thousands of people. And then, you know, that's only 12 minutes, you know, and then you have an entire week where you're just meeting tons of new people, learning a bunch of different games in the practice room. It's just an unbelievable experience. And I never dreamt that I would experience anything like this when I picked up an 8-bit DO controller and started playing on an emulator on my computer for some 30-year-old video game. It's wild. It's completely wild.
Yeah. Definitely a very wild experience. Like I said, like you're there helping really good causes, being part of an amazing event, meeting crazy amazing people that all share a passion for the same thing. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. And speaking a little bit more about community, and this is more related, like maybe like to your channel, and of course what it's called right now, the hashtag class of 2020, right? There's a lot of speedrunners that have seen a growth on their channels, that they're now like pushing for partner, like, or they're already partners. They just got partner like very recently, or got the opportunity at least to apply for it. So is this something that also you thought that could have happened for you? Like, I'm here, I'm gonna be playing, like you say, this 30-year-old video game, and people's gonna come and watch me, and well, I might be able to become partner on Twitch by doing this. And also, I know there's many people out there that would love to do this, something like their career or something like that. Is there any advice that you have for them, for retro streamers or speedrunners?
Yeah, the grind for partner is interesting, and again, something that I never even considered would happen. And I think that's the advice that I would give, is don't look at something like getting partner as a goal. Look at it as something as you pick up along the way on your journey to, you know, enjoying streaming, enjoying meeting people in the community, and obviously enjoying your game. I think the biggest piece of advice besides that is just get a stream schedule. You know, let people know when they can expect to see you online, and just be yourself. You know, just be yourself. Play the games you want to play. Have fun with people. Talk with people. Get to know people. And you know, if more people come around, then you're doing something right. You know, and you know, if you I stalled out at like 30 viewers on average for a couple of years, and I felt great about that. I didn't have any aspirations to have more than that. I thought 30 viewers on my channel was enough people to like chat with me, keep me from getting bored when I'm grinding level 1 resets over and over again. And I had a lot of fun with that. And if that's where the journey ended, then I would be 100% happy with that. It's just by some luck that I fully don't understand that my channel has more people in it than it has before. And you know, I'm blessed, but you know, also Twitch is just getting more popular. If you look at the Twitch user statistics for 2020, it's just climbing. It's just going through the roof. Obviously, COVID-19 has a lot to do with that, because people are stuck at home. So what are they going to do? They're going to watch Netflix, they're going to watch Twitch, they're going to sit outside with their dog. I don't know, but regardless, they're spending a lot more time at home. So, you know, a lot more people are discovering Twitch, a lot more people are discovering speedrunning, and yeah, I see a lot of new people coming in every day, and there's some great people out there. So yeah, that's kind of how I landed here. Yeah, and you know, a huge shout out to the other folks that have been partnered this year. The Blacktastic, Takate got partnered last week, and some up and coming folks. JSR, I'm expecting to get a yes any day now, and these are great streamers that really put on a good show, and I really have a lot of fun in their channels. So I hope that I can join them on the stage. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully. And definitely, I think you're gonna be part of that graduations, who graduates from the year of 2020, this class of 2020. So let me ask you something. In all your time being involved with the speedrunning and you doing speedruns yourself, do you have a favorite moment, either like maybe personal or just a moment that has happened through the time that you have been involved with speedrunning?
That's a good question. Favorite speedrunning moment. One of my favorite speedrunning moments is definitely when JC got his 11:27 in Castlevania. He just popped off so hard. It like the energy was just crazy. And to watch somebody that, yeah, I was dogging the term talented earlier, but you know, JC's he has a lot of experience and he's very good at video games, and he has a good system for learning games. But he came in and picked up Castlevania and got the world record in weeks. You know, he had a goal in mind. He saw a world record he could beat because there's new strats, and he was just laser focused. And he beat John's 11:31 with an 11:30. And then I think less than a week later, he had a godly run and got 11:27, and he couldn't believe it. Nobody in chat could believe it. It was a wild moment. It was crazy.
Yeah, I agree. It's always great watching JC, and like you say, I think it's talent, and it's also a lot of dedication that he creates, and like you say, his system. And I agree that there's always like really good energy around the JC's channel, and it's crazy watching him like tackle different goals for different games and striving for world record and stuff like that. So now let me ask you something, to Snake. Do you have good memories about your run at SGDQ 2019?
I think so.
All right. Because I want to ask you something.
Okay.
There was a moment in time when you guys were about to start the race where LOC Carsfan was like trying to do the countdown, and you guys were like resetting, and LOC Carsfan was like, oh no, wait, like reset and start. No, not yet. Get ready, guys, and start.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know, like, do you know what happened? And again, it was just a funny moment, but I was just curious about what happened there.
Yeah. LSE Cards fan plays a little bit of Castlevania on NES, but really his forte is Castlevania on DOS. So I guess I don't expect him to know the nuances of Castlevania on NES. The reason why it was so important for us to reset there is because are you familiar with this bug in Chippendale where if you let the demo play, it locks in the RNG for the rest of the run? Yeah, so this was discovered a couple of years ago in Chippendale, and it blew the run open because the RNG that it locked in was pretty good. So the game went from just a crate, like, you know, just a shot in the dark to, you know, exactly what to expect the entire time. There's a similar bug in Castlevania where if you let the demo play through, then it can alter some of the RNG, and for the worse. So it's really important before all of your runs to reset before the demo happens. So Cars didn't know that. We all knew that because you see me, Freeland, and Comrade just resetting. He's like, all right, let's get ready. And then we reset. He's like, 3, 2. And then we reset. He's like, wait, hold on. All right, 3, 2. And then we reset. He's like, wait, hold on. Quit resetting, guys. And we're like, dude, we have to reset. Like, you know, like this is the game. Like we have to start fresh. So that's what was happening right there.
I see. That makes complete sense. That honestly makes a lot of sense. I, for a moment, thought that it had a little bit to do with like the headset, that maybe you guys were not able to listen to LOC Carsfan doing the countdown, so you were kind of just trying to guess when the thing is gonna start and when not, and something a little bit more related to that. But what you say makes a lot of sense as well.
Yeah, it has to do with the item drops. In Castlevania, we want to get the stopwatch drop in level 1. And that's stored in a memory address that stores basically 1 2 3 4. It goes 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 over and over again. And stopwatch is item 1. If you let the demo play, then it has a chance of incrementing it to 2, which is a useless item in level 1. So you want to make sure that the game gets a fresh reset before you hit start.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Well, all right, Tusnek. So, in case that anybody watching the video, they want to know more about Tusnek, they want to hang out in your channel, in your social media, or everywhere that you might be on, where can people find you?
Yeah, thanks. I stream on Twitch. So it's just twitch.tv / or /2snack. No underscores or anything. Number 2. I have a YouTube channel. I've been trying to do better about uploading speedrun tutorials for Castlevania 1. So if you're interested in picking up Castlevania 1 as a speedrun, be sure to hit up the Castlevania Discord, check out my videos on YouTube, and of course, just drop by my channel. I think I actually enjoy talking about the game, showing people strats and learning new strats from other players more than I do playing it. So if you have questions about the game, feel free to drop by my channel. I'm always happy to take the time to talk about them. Yeah, we're gonna be playing Castlevania for the foreseeable future. Hopefully we get a good PB soon and we can move on to Ninja Gaiden, but I'm not sure if I want to stop quite yet. But yeah, shout outs to you, Dino, for hitting me up to do this call. This has been a ton of fun. I really appreciate it. Shout outs to your friend that made those sweet orange, red, blue, purple Ninja Turtle split art in the background. We were talking about that before the call. Those are super sweet. Shout out to SBD Wolf. SBD Wolf is like a friend of mine that I met. He's from Italy. It's one of the coolest things about this is that you meet people from entirely different demographics from entirely different parts of the world. And he and I have worked a lot together with, as well as with Ouija Wee and the Real Bong on improving the strats for the game. And he's been super, even though I'm trying to grind the time down to make it harder for him to come back and get the world record, he has been extremely forthcoming with some new strategies that he's designed, and he's given those to me to implement in my run. So I think just the sportsmanship there is phenomenal. And then of course the rest of the Castlevania community, is great. I can't ask for more from that community, and it's going to make me sad to move on to different games because I really enjoy these guys.
Great. No, well, on the contrary, like I said, thank you, Twisnek, for being here, for taking the time. It has been a lot of fun, like you mentioned. And well, also, Wolf, if you're watching this video, yeah, I wanna interview you as well. Yeah, hopefully we have SBD Wolf later on in the show. But like I mentioned, honestly, Twisnek, thank you so much for taking the time for doing this. I really appreciate it. I wish you good luck in all the future projects that you have. It has been a blast. Thank you so much, and well, I hope you have a good one.
Right on. Thanks, Dino. See you, everyone. Take care.
Well, there you have it, guys. That was the interview with Twisnek in Speedrun's Personalities. I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. And moving on forward, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more tell you guys in advance who I'm gonna be interviewing in case you guys gonna ask any questions to the streamers. But I can tell you right now that the next one that is gonna be on deck is gonna be for Tushan and also with JSI. So there you have it. If you have any questions that I should be asking them, please make sure to leave them down in the comments or join my Discord or any of my other social media that you can find down in the description. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe for more. Thank you so much, everybody, and as always, I'll see you on the next mission. Have a good one, everybody.